Hello. Oh, I should turn on my lights and everything. What the hell?
Uh,
Well, hello.
Time for cold bloodbath.
Welcome to Monday Night Bloodbath. And where tonight we'll talk about I don't know, stupid shit. Well, we're going to celebrate some wins. We're going to look at something that I really enjoyed. There was definitely a political high point for me this last week, and then there was also a political low point where we will go into that. Just more corruption, and then we got the commies are in town.
Yay.
So, before we get into that, Duke Devil, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Pretty good. I saw Dune yesterday. Worst movie ever.
No, shut the fuck up.
I don't know what they were thinking. The effects were terrible. The acting was terrible. Totally exposition. I don't know what David Leitch was thinking when he
I don't
cast
think
Sting.
you had enough butter in your popcorn.
He just said cast
bucket.
Sting. He's talking about the old one.
See, most people
I
were enjoying
rewatched
their popcorn bucket.
Hey, there was people that were going out and watching it yesterday.
Yeah,
I didn't know if you were one of the lucky few.
Nope. I'm going Saturday. But I saw part one over the weekend, and I decided just to go watch the original. Holy God! Wow.
I watched part of part one. I need to watch the rest of it.
Yeah.
I think I was actually enjoying it more this most recent watch through.
Yeah, I gave it a full watch through. I didn't split it up. I just sat down and just watched it straight. So I heard Gary gave it an 8 out of 10.
Wow.
I heard some people were suspecting some DEI stuff to go on because of certain things that were said.
Yeah,
And
I've heard the same,
actresses.
but I've heard that is not occurring.
But they'll do that. You go on your press tour and you say the right things, and none of those things.
Robert Meyer Burnett said it was like the best movie going experience he's had in decades.
He really liked that popcorn bucket, huh?
He did. That's what I think. Extra butter, please.
Yeah, I'm going Saturday morning. I wonder if I should get the popcorn bucket so I can eat something.
That popcorn bucket makes no damn sense.
That thing looked. I don't know what the fuck. What is that thing?
Again, no one's like, should we give someone else a look at it to see this is a good idea?
Out of
Does this
all
remind
the
anyone?
things that I've been fooled by with AI and fake shit on the internet, I was like, nah, that's not real. You can't trick me into thinking this is real. I fucking wrong again.
I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I remember saying that. I was like, nah,
No way.
It doesn't look good. How much they're going to charge you?
You're right. It looked like AI. It didn't look real.
It looked like a cheap piece of plastic crap. I'm like,
If you tell AI to make
it is
me
a cheap
an
piece of
alien
plastic
sex
crap.
toy.
well, yeah, but I mean, it doesn't even look like there's like no detail.
No, it's just like someone had a mold of Shai Hulud and just cast it without doing anything to it. I mean, like the Ghostbuster movie, you at least got like Ecto, right? You got Ecto 1 or something.
Yeah. Little side note. One of my favorite hardcore bands is named Shai Hulud.
Nice.
They are absolutely amazing band out of Florida. Their guitarist, their old guitarist, now plays in Newfound Glory.
Whoa.
But yes, on that note, Shock, who is your favorite hardcore band?
Probably Thrice.
Thrice? I don't know if I call them hardcore. Maybe more of that emo core scene.
Yeah, they're called like post-hardcore.
Maybe just even.
or
Oh,
whatever.
okay. Oh, right, because they tried to fit in like
Yeah.
Thursday and Thrice into like that post-hardcore thing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely more punk. But I was told by many, I was told this like 3 or 4 times, where they were like, you need to start getting into metal now. Because when men hit 30s, they either listen to country or metal.
The fuck?
I was like, oh shit.
That's who told you that? That's
Like 3 different people. 2 of them were coworkers, and the other one was like my friend's dad.
that
Are
is
they in their 30s?
so weird.
I thought that was funny.
That is so weird. Like I've never heard anything like that before.
No.
No. And I was surrounded by this stuff all through my teenage years, through my early to mid 20s. Like I was playing in local shows and stuff. Like Yeah, I never heard anything like that. You got to get into metal because when you turn 30, it's either country or metal. What?
Doesn't sound.
That sounds like some insane black and white leftist bullshit.
Maybe. Maybe.
So,
Country
gentlemen,
sucks.
what do we want to get into? Do we want to start with
Communism.
let's you know what? Let's start with the commies.
That should have been the opening video.
Let's
That
start
was
with the commies.
insane.
Because like I want to talk about my favorite thing, but like maybe save that for the last because shit's just retarded and we need like a palate cleanser type thing.
Yeah, I got lots of opinions on that.
So actually, I want to look at this real quick here. Oh my!
What was that supposed to be?
So hopefully this will work. But this is this account.
Wait.
They changed their @.
Oh shit, you're right.
They changed their @. Okay, so they just changed their @. That's weird.
No, that's still sus, bro.
What was USIMT standing for?
So if you look, this is the communist US, and and it was US-ist is what it was. That was weird. Anyways, so we've got what the hell's going on here with the why aren't we centered?
Don't click on their website. It's very scary.
So actually,
Are
no,
there
I want
other
to
people here we don't see.
Okay, yeah, I am following this account because might as well. So the Revolutionary Communists of America are forming a party. After the launch rally, we hit the streets of downtown Brooklyn to say it loud and clear: the communists are here. So let's hear.
There's only one solution. Communist revolution. Communist revolution.
It's a decent number.
Yeah. What am I noticing very common among this group? For the most part.
Overweight, soy-looking,
Mask wearing.
Young,
very young. Yeah,
Is that
There's some
Hassan?
that are not.
You missed Hassan.
that's homeless Hassan.
No, not him. Him.
the one,
Oh, that's Hassan.
the one in the middle there.
Yes, there he is.
Homeless
He
Hassan too.
just got lost.
He's just like,
It's like,
Is this the line for bread and toilet paper?
how did I get
right.
here? That's Jim Carrey Hassan. And then,
Yeah,
and
that
then
is way
there's
too
another
many.
clip here.
What?
Something about
Intifada?
Intifada. So
That's
this
not
is a
communism.
bit of them inside. I don't know what they're chanting here. Maybe you guys can help. RCA?
They want
They want
RCA
they want the
televisions
commercials
to come
with the
back?
dogs to come back.
Revolutionary Communists of America.
Oh, why not just say it? Say it loud and proud.
Hey, we don't say United
Right.
States of America. We say USA. USA. That's how it works, guys.
Yeah.
They're branding. Branding is
Oh.
important.
Did they? Oh no. Phil Labonte replied.
Well,
By revolutionary, do you mean, hey, at FBI, these commies are talking about an actual revolution, kind of revolution, or are you LARPing? Is there anything?
they're LARPing. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. They're LARPing.
Well, I mean, is there anything against the law about calling for a revolution?
Well, there is a charge of sedition. But I mean, the problem is the actual law of sedition, as opposed to just like calling for revolution. You can call for revolution in any political party. It's like it's time for a revolution. It's time for a revolution. It's like we need to kick these guys out of office. We need a revolution. That's more rhetoric than anything else.
That's kind of what I see it as. Like, I mean, yes, there was the communist revolution where they like fucking killed people to take over. But this is the only part that I wanted to mention about the guy lighting himself on fire. These people
Oh.
celebrate him. I'm not going to scroll down because it's a photo of
Yeah.
him actually on fire.
Yeah.
The news of Aaron Bushnell's brave act of self-sacrifice has powerfully echoed through the hearts of hundreds of millions of men and women. No.
What it should do is wake up the United States military to what they have in there.
Yeah, mental illness.
God, that's what Tim Pool was talking about that today. Actually, I saw his show talking about that.
Oh, really?
And he
Is
was
that what
saying
he said?
these guys are all like mentally ill. Because that's the problem. There's a mental illness. These people have been brainwashed by the indoctrination of this idea.
They're
programmed to hate the country.
Yeah.
And look at all these guys walking around with freaking hammer and sickles. I mean, you guys don't remember this shit.
No.
No, they
Because
don't.
you
I mean,
had
the
40, so you were
Mhm.
born in 83. The wall came down in 89.
And they're not close with their family, right? Or no other family member friends who, because there's a lot of fucking people that escaped communism that live in
Yeah.
America. Like I know
Yeah.
tons of Polish and Jewish people that like have told me about that stuff. And
There may be some down here in Florida somewhere. Maybe some down in Florida somewhere. But I mean, seeing the hammer and sickle, I mean, this is like in the 80s, it was a fucking joke. It's like, Russia was, but there was an existential threat of nuclear annihilation. That
I
was a
used
real
to
thing.
have the USSR as my like profile pic like all through high school because I thought the song was funny. Like I hadn't even studied any of that shit
which
yet.
song? They're
back in the USSR.
The
Oh.
national anthem, yeah.
I thought you meant the
just thought it was
Beatles.
funny. No, that
I thought you meant
sounds
the Beatles.
I
Yeah,
don't know
but I
why,
mean-
but I thought 99 Red Balloons, but that's German.
Oh, that's a good song too, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's German.
But this is just like you're bringing back the hammer and sickle. People they'll get it right here. Don't forget, we have not seen communism done right.
I know.
That's the real
Mm.
problem.
Hmm.
Communism done right is basically killing. Well, first off, these people are not the actual communists. Communism is for the people. The real communists, it's not for them. Same thing it was in Russia. Communism for the people means they're standing in a line to get toilet paper and bread. The actual communists are the ones that are living on the shores of the Black Sea on beautiful dakas. They're having caviar, they're having champagne, they're having the
Oh,
finest
yeah.
vodka. That's what it was. That's what communism was. The proletariat, yeah, they're useful idiots. We use them to take control. And
Mhm.
then, the aristocracy of the party took over. I mean, it's amazing that they don't recognize what actually happens in all these nations is
I
what they're
should've-
fighting against.
I should have saved the tweet. I don't remember who it was, but someone was all like, I call the top of the mass graves because they know they're going to kill all the suckers first.
Well, that's exactly what happened in 1933. The brown shirts were the useful tools
Uh-huh.
for the National Socialist Party. And then once the National Socialist Party got in, they got rid of the brown shirts.
Oh yeah.
Later, Antifa.
You're first to go.
Mm-hmm.
But don't read a book or nothing.
Again, it hasn't been done right. We'll get it right here because we're smart.
Dude,
We can tell how smart
I
these
always tell people like, hey, it's not gonna happen in America. Go try Europe. And then they say,
Well,
oh,
that-
but you see, it wouldn't work in Europe because America like has they make so much money, it could survive here. And I'm like, yeah,
Nope.
go fuck yourself.
But see, that's what Marxism originally was about classism, right?
Yeah.
The rich versus the poor.
Uh-huh.
So what we have here with DEI and CRT is using Marxist theory
Oppressor versus
and
the
practice.
oppressed.
Right, but in the other nations, they were all homogenous nations. I mean, let's be honest. In
Oh,
Russia,
if it didn't work
it's
in
not like
that, then it's not gonna work in a multicultural.
They're doing it wrong.
bro.
They're doing it so wrong. If they would have done the class thing, it would work a lot better here, I think.
Oh yeah.
yeah. But
I think class-
what they did is they didn't recognize it then. Ironically, the class distinction is kind of what propelled Trump.
They would get
Mhm.
right there. They would get a lot of also like they'd get a lot of the crazy people out there.
Hmm.
They'd be able to convince a lot of the crazy people with the class thing, with lower class versus upper class.
It used to
Um,
be like that though.
because there's a lot of the like and the Trumper conspiracy theorists
Hmm.
that are victims, right? Like they're
Mhm.
just as much victims as the woke SJWs.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's why a lot of Bernie people went to Trump. A number of Bernie people went
Yep.
to Trump.
yep,
It's about against the establishment, and that's what Trump was. Trump was against the establishment, against the Union Party.
well now
And-
Nikki Haley says he is the establishment.
Yeah, apparently he's the establishment now. They're
Because he took all the money from the Koch brothers. That's right.
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
I didn't snag that, but yeah, they
Where's
well
your
let's
husband?
let's just get right into South Carolina.
Oh, that'll last 5 seconds. Talk about fucking
The thing about this though is that when I saw this video, I thought there are way too many people for this to be feds. Like that was kind of like,
oh no, they're not feds. They're not
I
even
know they're
coordinated.
not.
They don't have the same outfits. They're
But-
not wearing khakis. They're not wearing blue shirts.
Yeah,
they're not
they're
feds.
not. They're all fat. Yeah,
They don't have. They're not very fit. They don't
Nah.
have very well. All these
What's
hammer
up,
and sickle
Jeremy?
flags are not well done. Look, they're like on little paper tubes. This is not federally funded. Bad
No,
job.
no,
not
no,
like
this
not
is-
like
this-
Patriot Front.
this is
Not like
grassroots.
But the
Patriot
left would be smart to try to say it was like you want to hide the psycho shit like this. Like they're really good at like saying they're populist, saying they're democratic, and then voting socialist like policies into office.
I'm looking to see who these people are carrying cell phones because we got to take those away from them.
Yeah, right.
So okay, a couple. So first of all, I forgot to say hello to chat. We've got Paul Hadouken, Professor Savage Dad. Wade has been in here, Real Wade Nation Gaming, and then Dermy can eat my ass. And then I want
Jeremy's not dead. I thought he
Yay.
died.
His ass is dead.
I thought he died this weekend.
No one's eating his ass.
There's nothing left, is what I understood.
I think the Scoville will probably clean that shit.
You're right. He might have the cleanest colon out of all of us. So
It just saved himself a colonoscopy
Have you
in 30
clicked on
years.
their website, the American Socialist website, dude? It
American
asks
Socialists
you
or
like, are
Revolutionary
you
Communists?
the Revolution Communist, dude? It literally says like, are you ready to fight? Are you a communist? And it's just
Oh,
like this is the same shit you try to project Trump supporters being, and this
Yep.
is what you fucking are.
yeah, and this is the political front of the Antifa people.
Yep, it is.
So Haley should join the Democrats. You are not wrong, Wade. As a matter of fact, Gavin Newsom was out there saying that she is pretty much one of them. I found that funny.
us.
And then, as Dermy said, drop a like and share out the stream, or you will have to work on the work at the truck stop with him.
Yep.
And,
Dermy keeps calling out sick, man. I need fucking workers.
Shock will make sure of that.
Yep.
Well,
Oh,
look,
and-
he has to go to the the doctor all the time to get those shots.
And
Yeah.
then Dermy's confirming his colon cleanse.
Nice.
We gave it a shot.
That
Savage
was
Dad and I
great.
were dropping some money on Friday.
You sure did. And Kratos.
So we had a thing happen this Saturday where
No, we
Donald
didn't.
Trump
We did not have anything.
smoked
happen.
Nikki Haley, just blew her out of the
Who's
water.
the homo on the right?
I don't know what this is. But you know what? So like Professor Savage Dad tried to call me out last week for my cookies and whatnot. I turn off all tracking cookies and I disable them when the options are available. So I just get random ass fucking ads.
There's some Breitbart here.
The fuck is
Yeah.
that?
This is this is a
Let me see it.
Breitbart article,
All right.
I think.
I got totally different things in
Oh.
Breitbart.
No,
I got
I have
totally
no
different
idea.
things on my channel.
But you see, I always get like these wacko freaking health nut shit.
I always get the eat rice. Here's a healthy hack thing. I get
These
the-
are
I don't have
thing.
any of this stuff right now.
I'm a little sus
Is
that
it my VPN? Must be my VPN.
the ads I get on websites are the same ones I get on Rumble. It's a little suspicious.
This dude's got two women next to him.
He's
But this looks
gay.
like the gayest ad I've ever seen.
Yeah,
This could be a spin-off of Yellowstone.
but with no alcohol.
So I don't
Gay.
know if we need to go over. I don't know anything about what this article said. This one. How long? Does anyone know how long it took for them to just finally call it and say Trump won? Because when I looked,
801.
8:01 their time.
It was like within minutes.
Damn.
Yeah, because when I looked, he was at like 58% with 40% calling in, and it's like, oh yeah, this is over.
I think within the first 5 to 10 minutes it was called.
But you can't have an election these days without something happening. Now, I don't know who this broad is. She just showed up during the primaries. You guys tell me if you've ever seen her before. Her name's Michelle Backus. Anyone ever see her before?
No.
I need to see her Twitter account. How do you spell
Okay.
her last name?
Backus, like back us.
Oh. I think so.
Hey, good morning. We are here at Satchel Ford Elementary in Columbia, South Carolina, where the polls opened at 7 o'clock this morning, and I'm already hearing concerns from voters. I have one such voter with me right now. He actually just came out and told us that he's having suspicions the internet is down at this particular polling location. Can you tell us what happened when you went inside?
Yeah, I filled out the ballot, walked over to the scanner, placed it in the scanner, and I got an error message. A male poll worker came over and explained they don't have internet, so I would have to hand fold the ballot and put
No,
it
you
in
didn't,
a
bitch.
slot.
Hold on a second. I need
Hold
to point
on.
something out real quick. I just noticed this. But this dude's got chest hair just dangling outside of it. Like, it is like
Is that what
flying-
That's a man right there.
Oh,
It is
wow.
like
Placed
flying
it in
in
the
the breeze.
scanner,
Love
and I
it.
got an error message.
He's from
A
Georgia.
male poll worker came over and explained they don't have internet, so I would have to hand fold the ballot.
God, that those
put it in a
strands are just
slot
trying to escape.
below the scanner.
Mhm.
But we have internet right outside the polling
Dumb.
Okay,
location.
so
And there
couple
were
things. First off, no voting machine, in my opinion, should be hooked up to the internet at all.
I don't think they're supposed to be.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. What, like in Florida, we have scanners,
Uh-huh.
and they're not connected. My understanding is they're not connected to any internet, and they just scan it and they record the data, and then the data is then transferred to like election HQ, wherever hell that is, like Tallahassee or whatever. But is what they're saying in South Carolina is that basically you're voting over the internet, because that is bad. That should not be happening. That's one of the things we need to cut out immediately, because all you need to do is alter the fucking code and you change everything.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not real hard. These are
Oh God, I sound like Ian Crossland. God
they're
damn it.
real basic ones and zeros. Like
Yeah. I just don't
programming-
understand this. Are they
programming an
connected?
election machine should not take more than like, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes. Like it's really fucking simple.
Yeah.
It's like the SAT. You do the bubble and you put it in the scanner. That's
Yeah.
it.
So we've got that, and that was South Carolina. That was during the primary. And then let me see. Did I have that other thing here?
This girl's with some MB media group. I don't know what this is.
Yeah,
Michelle
I don't know. She had another thing where she was like interviewing people who voted, and then like one was a Democrat and the other one wasn't. And
Is she trying to be like an independent journalist?
No, she owns her own media company.
two-time Emmy award-winning journalist, proud American.
She owns a company called MB Media Group. She's
Yeah.
the CEO and founder.
Okay.
She's got
And-
5,500 followers.
And she loves tacos.
Who doesn't?
I know, right?
There's
Can't
no
fault her
back
for
taco
that.
photos.
Oh, damn.
Wrong taco.
Let me see if I can find this other video on the election. So this is actually about the early primary voting you can do in Tennessee.
We need to get rid of early voting too.
Yeah. Who is it? I think Washington is just sending ballots to everyone.
The state.
Jesus
Mhm.
Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes to what
Oh,
happened in
Washington
2020.
State?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I think that's who it was. I can't remember exactly which state, but I want to say Washington.
I don't think so. I think that'd be more east.
No, it could be one. It could be. I could see Oregon or hell, I could see California doing it.
Yeah, I can see California doing it too.
Although
Damn, could you
California
imagine?
would probably be like, we'll fill our ballots out, your ballot out for you. Don't worry about it. We'll handle it.
Yeah, I don't think they.
Well, listen to what
Are
this
you
guy's
dead?
going through.
We'll help you fill out your ballot.
This is what
Yeah.
this guy is claiming he had to go through at the Tennessee early voting.
Breaking news, TikTok Nation. I got some interesting news from our local voting station here in Tennessee. So, this is an early voting. We got a couple more days to vote. So, I went in there with my dad to vote. He's a Republican. Here's how this just went down. Hi, who are you voting for? First off, why does that matter? But anyway, he said Republican. Oh, okay. Well, I need to see your ID. Okay, he gives them their ID. Well, I need to see your voting card.
Oh.
Sir, I haven't had my voting card in years, but I know I'm registered to vote. I've got it in the mail. It should be in your system. Can you please look it up for me? Okay, fine. I'll look it up for you. They looked it up for him. Yeah, I found you. Are you still here? Yeah, I'm still in that same residence, except for I've switched apartments. Oh, you can't vote today. Well, okay.
Well, that makes sense. To me, that makes sense. You technically moved. You didn't update your address, but
You can vote today as long as we
got to
switch
vote.
this. What is going on with this, guys? And by the way, as we were leaving, another person came in the room and said, "What are you voting for?" She said, "Democrat." Gave her the paper and walked on in there. No ID, no voting card, no issues, no nothing. Stay safe, America.
so the Democrat didn't have to go through the rigmarole of providing ID.
How
So
about
here's what the Secretary of State at soswashington.gov says. If you are registered to vote in Washington, there is no need to request a ballot. But it also says confirm your registration at votewa.gov. Voting by mail is convenient, yada, yada, yada. Return your ballot official drop box day or by mail. So, yes, they mail all ballots now. It says you don't need to request it, but you can confirm you're registered to vote, but they'll mail it to you anyway. And they expect you to bring it to the box or mail it. But yeah, that is true. They are mailing out ballots to everyone.
it's amazing how lax this country is when it comes to voting. Other nations,
Mhm.
you know,
They would do it. People would do it. People would shout for joy if you could log into some government website and do it on the internet.
It's because they're fucking sheep at this point.
Because they're what?
They're sheep.
Oh,
They don't-
well,
Just whatever
it's-
we need to. Just
it's
push
not
us
just
along.
well, I guess
We're
you could say
lazy.
it's-
We're lazy.
Yeah,
We'll do
it's
whatever.
the age of convenience is what it is. It's the age of convenience. It's the 2-day fucking delivery on Amazon.com. It's the movie theater selection of the movies on your
It's fast food
phone.
society.
Yes.
California's secretary.gov website is very tricky to comprehend. It doesn't necessarily say it's going to send it to you. It just says you can vote by mail instead, but it doesn't say whether or not it sends it to you or whether you need to confirm that it's
Well, so like
So weird.
what Wade's saying here is Washington has been mailing for a while, even in Obama years. And I can say the same thing for Arizona.
wow.
But Arizona, you have to request the mail-in ballot. It doesn't just happen automatically.
That's fine. You should be, if you want to request it, that's fine. That's an affirmative action being taken to vote.
Yep.
But when you just send it out willy-nilly, Jesus Christ. I mean, how often does something get how often does Amazon get a wrong delivery? I've got
Oh
wrong
man,
deliveries
all
from
the time.
Amazon.
UPS, FedEx, those are union boys. They get stuff wrong.
I mean, and then all
Government gets
and
shit
then all you have to
wrong.
do is go. Let's say you're in an apartment complex, right? And they just stuff all the boxes with
Mhm.
ballots.
You know,
Yep.
sometimes
What happens if some enterprising person decides to go just open all the boxes?
Which
Take all the
happens
ballots.
all the time.
Well,
No,
sometimes
no, sir, it does not.
you think there's
I'm
weapons.
creating a fiction.
Sometimes you think there's weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, but your voting is always secure. No mistakes are made on
You remember what
ballots.
it was like when people voted in Iraq? Do you remember what a big deal that was? Remember all of them going around showing their finger with the purple on it to show they voted? They dipped their finger in the inkwell when they were done.
1996 or in 1990.
No, this was after Saddam was gone.
Oh,
This was after our whatever we
was
did
it
there.
the 2000 election?
No, it wasn't 2000. It was after we took care of Saddam. After we kicked out Saddam, they had elections.
Oh.
Didn't he flee?
No,
right,
they caught him in a hole.
the election in
2005.
Iraq, the election in Iraq that we helped.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
I don't-
still, people went and voted, and everyone was showing their fingers. Now, probably propaganda, but there are nations in this country, in this world rather, who don't have the ability to go vote. They don't get to vote for people, or they're told how. Like the Democratic Republic of Korea, also called North Korea. Call it whatever you like.
Right.
I mean, it's
Right.
Democratic
well, the Patriot
Republic.
Act.
The Patriot Act.
Yeah, for
What was-
or
what was
the
last-
border bill to protect our border, which
Oh,
basically
yeah.
you know how it fixed it? It fixed it by basically making illegal immigration legal. That's how
Mhm.
you solve the border crisis. You make
Yeah.
it legal.
Their solution was literally, hey, America's dick needs to look big by fighting a war in Ukraine. That's how we protect the border.
How do we stop murder? We make murder legal. There you go.
That's right.
That's it. How do we stop people from committing murders? Well, murder's not a crime now. Okay, that's what the border bill was. Crossing the border illegally is not a crime now. That's what that bill was. And also send $90 billion to Ukraine.
Did I
While you're
put the
at-
Virginia as fucked thing in there?
I don't
No,
see
I
it.
didn't.
Yeah.
So there's a you bring that up like how do you solve murder? Well, there's a lot of shenanigans going on in our justice system, shall we say?
Mhm.
And Virginia is going to be voting on a bill that's going to release something like approximately 350 people convicted of graping, multiple hundreds, maybe up in thousands of people who have committed murder, aggravated assault. Like these people are just going to be released out of their sentences early because of this new law.
Hold on.
I can bring it up.
Here it
I've
is. It's 53.1115. Effect. Is this it? Department shall offer each prisoner to be released on parole or under mandatory release who's been sentenced to serve a term of at least 3 years the opportunity to participate in a transition program within 6 months of. Maybe this is what it is.
Dude, there was
The
a
second look bill. So it's called the second look bill.
And it's just to release these people out early. And these are violent crimes. These are violent. 701 first degree murders, 325 graping, 77 second
Jesus
degree murders,
Christ.
566 offenders convicted of abduction.
You know,
my
to get around the graping, because when I hear you say graping, I feel like we're making wine. You can just say the crime as in the state of Florida, sexual battery.
Sexual battery.
Sexual battery, but they don't like that sex word at all.
Dude, there was a
Oh wow, I
drill-
can say this in open court, but you can't say it on YouTube. I
You
love
can't
that.
say
shit.
sex at all. Like YouTube doesn't like the word sex.
You can't say it, but you can, is it a dildo or
Yeah,
something else?
is it a dildo or a carrot? Or is it your boyfriend Steve? Dude, there was a car that went right through a red light and like obliterated 2 people crossing the street. and his bail was only like $200,000.
It also depends on what exactly the crime is charged.
Murder?
No, you can't. That's not a murder charge. That's not a murder
Gosh.
charge.
He was going like 80 miles an hour and didn't stop. Didn't
Murder
try to
involves
stop.
intent.
Bam.
You have to have intent to commit a murder, to
So-
kill someone.
Oh yeah, that would be
Homicide.
first degree, right? Like
First degree
It-
homicide.
It's probably vehicular manslaughter.
it's probably
vehicular
vehicular
homicide.
manslaughter. You're talking
Yeah,
about
like
that dude that was tearing through that red light.
Yeah, dude. You see
Jesus
that?
Christ. Yeah, I saw that.
You know what's crazy, man, is like that car could have stopped him, but then that guy would be dead too.
Well, the
'Cause
car
those
was
girls
just
were
barely inching
gone.
out. Like, yeah, that guy could have that yeah.
That is
Well,
murder.
yeah,
man.
do we know if that
the
was a drunk driver or what?
No.
We
So
don't.
that
Vehicular
probably means he was
homicide.
black because we don't know anything about him. There's
Well,
no.
he could have been a
info on
minor.
that guy. Could've
Remember,
been.
we don't release information on minors who kill people unless their name is Kyle and cross state lines.
Oh,
Right,
There's an
yeah.
exception.
Right. So real quick, I wanted to pull this up. This is the calendar for the primaries.
Is it like the
So
Republican
we
calendar?
have one coming up. What is this? Tomorrow, the Michigan presidential primary.
Mhm.
But on Super Tuesday, Michigan is also doing their caucus. I don't understand why.
What?
Yeah,
What is-
they did the same
what's
thing
the
in Nevada.
point?
So
What?
Nikki
What,
Haley
what is okay? Nevada was because Trump wasn't on the primary.
right, but like, yeah, I don't know how the Nevada thing worked. I don't know, but I don't know what the deal is with Michigan here. I don't know why they're doing both. It doesn't make any sense to me. But also, like, if it was because Trump wasn't in the, I guess I heard something like Trump might have forgotten to fill out whatever to be on the primary, whatever. Like,
Hey, that's possible. He doesn't know his wife's name, is what I understand now.
yeah, I don't know.
He's
It's all-
he's mentally in decline.
you know what? It's more shenanigans that make this whole thing seem really fucking weird. This whole process.
It's gotten worse.
So
or
now-
have we gotten more aware? That's
yeah, maybe people are just maybe people are just finally seeing the bullshit that maybe has always been there.
mm-hmm.
So what I kind of wanted to look at is you've got those people that are going out and voting against Trump in the primaries, right? People that have no business voting in these elections because they're going to vote for Joe Biden anyway.
That's why I called them mock elections, dude. Like that was a Republican versus Democrat election there, because
Yeah.
you had Trump supporters, you had rhinos, and Democrats all voting, and that would make up a decent 60 to 40%. Like realistically, rhinos that aren't going to vote for
Mhm.
Trump and not vote,
Yep.
or Democrats that are going to vote for Nikki Haley, the other option, or independents who say not Trump. Like it was pretty much just a mock election.
And look, honestly, and I know I've told you the guys this before. I don't want to vote for Trump. I don't like Donald Trump. What the hell was that?
I have no idea. But that was like the NBC logo flashing across the screen, wasn't it?
Do we just
Yeah.
get brainwashed?
You know what? Let me tell you how great Tom Brokaw is.
It did it
Whoa,
again.
did it again.
What is going on? It's
Did you know that Brian Williams landed in fire?
Donald Trump.
Under
Donald
fire?
Trump, Donald Trump.
Right.
Donald Trump.
I love Rachel Maddow. I
Gosh,
love
she's
Joe
such a cow.
Scarborough.
She's a
so anyways,
We're being
what I wanted to do is
subliminized.
I wanted to look at this. I wanted to look at this list of states going up through Super Tuesday, which is the 5th of March, which is next Tuesday. And I just wanted to look at the states where we might see some of that chicanery going on. I think Michigan is one of those states where we'll have retards going up and voting in an election that they have no business
Oh,
voting,
yeah.
voting in a primary that they have no business voting in.
Illinois, half of Michigan.
I don't understand why you vote in a primary if it's not your party. That's
I don't
bullshit.
know.
Because you want to cheat.
I know you
That's what
want
it is.
Yep.
And even if it is fucking legal, that is a complete lack of scruples to go and do that. I am not voting in the Republican primary because I am not a registered Republican. But I could go. I could go vote.
I still don't think you should.
Huh?
I don't think you should.
No,
I don't
I
think
don't
that
think
should
I
be
should
allowed.
either. Now, yeah, and I want to vote in the Libertarian one if they even had one. I don't think they do. I have considered registering Libertarian, but that will ruin my whole.
God, I thought about it until they had that one meeting where they couldn't decide when to do lunch. Everyone was just kind of, yeah, we don't do rules here, so go take lunch whenever you want.
But you know what? You can do that also on the other side.
Like, that's not
You
libertarian.
could do it on the
That's
complete
anarchy.
leftist
That's
side.
not
It's
libertarian.
literally anarchy. Yeah, like,
But
you
could do
walk
it-
into someone's establishment and
Wait.
you follow their rules.
You guys realize you can just switch it around and make it a leftist thing. Like, we can't do lunch. Lunch is an established rule under the
racist.
It's
patriarchy.
fucking racist.
It's patriarchy.
Yeah.
Who
yeah.
makes lunch? Women. We want the women to make the sandwiches. This is patriarchy.
And only
it's
white people
racist.
can keep a schedule. So
Yeah.
True.
I mean, why does lunch have to be a certain time? There was no concept of time until white man came around in Western civilization. No one on this planet had a concept of time until Whitey came up with it. Except
No one got
like-
hungry midday and said, "Let's rest."
except like Chinese, Egyptians.
So here's a weird question. How come California has 424 delegates for the Democratic Party and 169 delegates for the Republican Party? Like,
Jesus Christ.
and then Arkansas is 31 Democrat and 40 Republican. Like, these are just these are just delegates. They
Well,
don't
that's-
matter against each other. Like, that doesn't matter.
Right.
But
That's-
like, where do these rules fucking come
that's
from?
well, that's the parties.
That's per party, right?
That's
I
per
get that.
party.
Yeah.
Because remember, the parties are a private company, basically.
Yeah. So I don't think Alabama, Alaska, and Arkansas we see a whole lot of chicanery. I think California we get a lot of it. I think there's going to be a lot of lefties out there
Yep.
voting for Haley.
Yep.
And I think that's why she's still in the race. I think that is the only reason why she's still in the race.
Mhm.
She
Well,
is
she's
trying
waiting
to
for Trump to
tank-
get indicted.
She is trying. There's that. But
Well,
I
I mean,
think-
not indicted, convicted. He's already.
I
Been
think
indicted.
right. I think she's trying to just tank it. She actually thinks with these slimy states that she can tank it and she can
Yeah,
she can steal it.
At one point, I liked Nikki Haley
When?
when she first started as governor. She was doing a lot of stuff that was okay. She sounded good, but
What state was
What
she
she-
the governor of again?
South Carolina.
Oh,
she just got her ass handed
that
to
worked
her.
out real well for it, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Colorado we see chicanery. Iowa maybe a little bit, but that's
That's all Democrat. Doesn't matter.
oh yeah, good point. Why aren't they having the Republican? They must be doing it later.
They had the
oh
caucus.
wait, no, that's
already.
right. They're the first one. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we did have the people screwed around. That was when we first saw it. Is when we had the people saying like, "Yeah, I'm a Democrat. I came out here and voted for Haley because I don't want Trump."
No, that the caucus is different. The caucus is different. That was North Hampshire you're thinking of.
Oh, maybe it was New Hampshire. Yeah, it was
Caucuses are very different. Caucuses that's everyone in a meeting. There's not voting involved. That's
Right,
people in a meeting.
right.
It's not voting and casting a ballot. So you can't really fuck around with the caucus like you can with the voting, like especially in New Hampshire, where you can do whatever the hell you want.
Right. So Massachusetts is going to have screwery. Minnesota's going to have fuckery. North Carolina, I don't know. That's more your neck of the woods. What do you think, Brad?
Yeah, I feel like North Carolina's a little more purple than it used to be.
It's the home of the man who said Republicans buy shoes too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was a black man, by the way. Well,
Yes.
actually, that's an allegorical story. We don't actually know.
I know it is. He said it was a joke.
But that's true. Republicans buy shoes because I just bought Nikes the other day.
Yeah. I
From
hope you bought
China.
those secondhand.
Jane.
So Tennessee, we're maybe seeing it already. But I after I watched that guy's video, I was like, okay, like that guy was talking about how like the Democrat didn't need to show ID or anything, and I was like, well, that was because the Democrat primary probably doesn't require ID because they want to make it seem like that should be the new normal.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say.
And then Republicans appeased to their group by asking
let's
for
take this $90 billion we want to send Ukraine to save the world from Hitler 2.0. Why do we invest this $90 billion in federal or just federally allow voting identification? Everyone gets a voting ID. Do we have a driver's license? Now, apparently,
no, I don't want another federal. I have a social security number. I don't need another federal fucking ID. I have my state.
Well, my understanding. Hey, you're being racist because what I understand is that black people don't know how to get to the driver's license place. They don't know how to get to the DMV. They don't know how to go get ID. I've been told by the internet and MSNBC that black people don't know how to get on the internet. They don't know how to go to the DMV to get identification.
That's how I feel.
Another reason to round everyone up to do something for them. They can fuck right off.
That's how I feel about marriage licenses. How they wanted to federalize marriage licenses.
Well, you know why? Marriage license exists?
So that white people would stop inbreeding.
Well, they wouldn't marry black people. That was a progressive thing. Don't forget Woodrow Wilson. That was around the early 1900s. That was Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson was a known progressive. And also, don't forget, Woodrow Wilson had a stroke, was mentally incapacitated, and his wife was basically running the show for the last year of his presidency.
That might be.
And now that has nothing to do with today. I don't know why I suddenly thought of that.
I didn't know the origins of the marriage license. The incest bit did make sense.
That's what I thought it was.
But it was to prevent mixing of the races.
Right.
Interesting.
But
well,
again,
that's
this
what
is
they
all
use for
glossed over
now.
in history. Like no one remembers that Margaret Sanger was really a eugenicist, and that the Yahtzees very much liked her ideas. She was an inspiration. And Planned Parenthood was really just about planning elimination of certain peoples.
You know, Brad. So I'm thinking about marriage certificates, and I'm like, God damn it, I got to do my taxes still.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Brad,
I did mine.
You might want to sign one of those this next year here.
I did. I just did my. Actually, I thought it was going to owe $2,000. I only owe $200, so I'm happy.
Oh, if you only owe $200, then I might be okay.
No, the partnership did not kick in yet.
Right, but I still think you made roughly at least right around where I would, if not more.
Yeah, but the year before I was actually making more money, bonuses and such.
Oh, well then, yeah, you made more money than I did. Like, I still owe federally every fucking year.
Last year was the first year I owed money.
The best was when I owed him $1. I fucking loved writing that.
you guys know that you're actually allowed to put more money in. There's a part on the tax forms that allow you to give more money.
I know. You could pay into it. I'm like,
and all the people who are like, I don't understand. I want to give more money. You can do it, jackass. It's there. Go do it. All these people who are like, we should give the government more money. We should be tax. Okay, well, do it. You're allowed.
The goal is to break even. Like these people, and actually, there's a lot of people. I didn't look into it, but a lot of the people who usually get the big fat returns are saying that they're paying this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that interesting.
That's
my
weird.
state tax was shit.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I usually get money back on state taxes.
Yeah, well, shit.
I don't pay state tax.
Oh yeah, go fuck yourself. Yeah. So let's see. Oh, you know what? While we're on it, we were talking about the justice system. Let's go ahead and just watch this video. This was an interesting thing that came to my attention. So, Trump was tried for that whole. It wasn't the. Now my brain is farting. What's that L word? It wasn't the Lima case. It was the first case that Trump and that E. Jean Carroll chick.
Oh,
Defamation?
No, not the defamation case. This, where he was convicted of. You said assault.
He's not been convicted. Wrong terminology. Convicted is a criminal charge.
Right. This
was
was
found-
civil.
Right. So he was found liable, which means you pay damages. And again, don't forget there's a different standard of proof. In a criminal justice system, it is proof beyond a reasonable doubt, which means you got to get like 100% proof. That's colloquialism. It's not that. But in the civil system, it is preponderance of the evidence. So criminal, it has to be guilty. In civil, it has to be liable. So it's 51-49.
Majority.
okay.
It's just slightly more than no.
So is that
That's
maybe
easy.
because pre-show we were talking about that case,
Mhm.
and you were saying that the jury was anonymous. Do you
Yes.
think maybe because it was a civil trial is why they were able to do the anonymous jury?
No, I checked into that as we were talking. There are other juries that are anonymous. I think it actually said the Chauvin trial was anonymous jury, which is
That's all
weird.
black people.
But the whole concept of an anonymous trial, I know there's a case, I saw it, there's a case out there that says it's not unconstitutional, but in my gut, I feel like it's unconstitutional. How can and again, I have never had this experience. I have picked juries, like in criminal cases. I've picked juries in capital felonies, meaning I'm picking a jury in a case where someone goes to prison for life if I convict. So I'm talking to the people, and you're trying to get the most impartial jury as possible. Bottom line, it's almost impossible.
Right.
Everyone's going to have some predilection. Everyone's going to have some bias of some sort. Just try to minimize them. You try to get, people who are willing to be fair as possible.
Right.
Everyone's going to have a bias.
So when I was selected for jury duty, I felt that they were trying, like it was picking teams, like the lawyers were picking teams.
Yeah.
And there was definitely some people that were picked because they were expected to have a bias.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's certain things that I look for. Like, I don't want a lawyer on my panel.
Uh-huh.
I don't want someone second guessing me. I don't know. I mean, and I served as a foreperson in jury. I'm like, why the hell did you guys select me? And I've been called to jury duty myself in criminal cases, going to the office where I used to work.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
And then literally I see like the prosecutor sitting across at the table, going through the list of names, sees my name, looks up and is like, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm like, I got called. And the judge goes, does anyone know anyone in this courtroom? And I'm like, oh yeah, I know.
I know everyone. Hey,
And
how
she
you
doesn't
doing?
even, the better part is she didn't even look at the page. She goes, all right, Mr. Burnett, how do you know us? Because she knows who I was.
Right.
and I'm like, well, I know the prosecutor because his office was across the hall from mine. I know that defense attorney. I know you, judge. I've been in front of you several times. I know the clerk. I know the bailiff. I know that court reporter. Blah blah blah. I know all these people. And then I said, I don't know if I know the defendant. I tried a lot of people. But the whole thing, yeah, you do try to pick people that you think are going to lean your way more.
Yeah.
But like in Florida, we have something called we have the voir dire process is where you pick a jury, and in Florida you have 3 strikes, which can be for any reason. You just like strike the guy because you don't like him. You get a bad feeling from him. There's also strikes for cause. So someone says something that you says this is a legal cause. Like, for instance, you're in a murder trial, and someone says, "Yes, my daughter was murdered 2 years ago." Okay, I don't want that person I'm like, okay, there's a biaser that like, can you be fair and impartial? No, I can't. Okay, gone. Struck with cause. So that doesn't get it. That's not a strike against your strikes. That doesn't count as a 3. That's a legal cause. But then if you do just a strike, you have to, sometimes they'll like challenge it. Like I was doing a trial once, and my supervisor was trying the case I was trying a case with my supervisor, who's a black man, and he struck someone who's black. And the public defender goes, "Judge, I'm going to have to ask for a race neutral reason," because he's like, "Okay, so you're striking the guy because he's black." And the prosecutor who I was working with goes, "Judge, for the record, I'm a black man striking a black man. Tell me I'm a racist." Like, I'm like, holy shit. But yeah, that's what, that's part of the process. You try to pick a jury that you think is, the idea is to be impartial, but you always want someone that's like, maybe you think they'll lean your way a little bit more than someone else.
Right.
And you also want to try to get rid of the people you think will lean against you more. That's how it balances out. That's the way the system works. And honestly, for the most part, the system does work. You only hear about it when it doesn't. That's the thing. When something is so
no,
egregious.
because sometimes I think there might be more innocent people sitting in jail than we're aware of.
Oh, I'm not saying there aren't a lot of innocent people sitting in jail.
That's a broken system.
Or more to the point, there may be more not guilty people sitting in jail. I don't want to use the word innocent.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Not guilty for sure.
People get manipulated very easily in these trials.
Yeah.
Well, and again, when I was prosecuting cases, I always thought about can I prove the case from the beginning? A lot of people just file it and forget it. And I would try to beat myself. Like, how do I beat this argument? If I file this, how will I beat myself? How good is my case? That's what I would always ask myself. And I go back to what my first boss would say. What's the right thing to do here? What's the right thing to do here? But maybe this was back when there was a little more morality around.
Yeah.
When people weren't so blinded by politics. And remember, I did a lot of the worst cases you've ever see in your life.
Right.
You never want to
even just on a it's its own system. Like when it comes to like cops planning things on like a cop plants on your car and you didn't do it, and then they just go, "Hey, we'll give you a light sentence if you just own up to it." That way they can get their quotas, they can get the arrest.
And the question is really,
that's the shit that happens too.
And again, but from my perspective, you say light sentence, you got to tell me what that means. What's a light sentence? When someone gets caught with a misdemeanor amount of marijuana, what's that? What does that person get?
Yeah, it's hard to get hired again once you're convicted.
Yeah,
I don't think that's fair. That's not fair. I even think
there's a difference between misdemeanor and felony. So in Florida, you have to have more than 20 grams of, at least it was when I was prosecuting, 20 grams of marijuana to be convicted of a felony.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, I was dealing with cases which are way beyond this shit. And if someone had marijuana, I'm like, well, time served this, just be done with it.
Well,
and they probably have marijuana charges already.
Even if it's a misdemeanor, dude, people think that they can just hire you on the cheap because you're a risk. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like your life is pretty fucked. You can't it's that path to redemption is really hard, and I think there's definitely should be one. But I want the violent ones to stay.
There's definitely once guilty, always guilty kind of thing.
For sure, yeah.
But there's also a terrible thing where there is just career criminals. And by career criminals, I don't mean like politicians. I mean people who just can't not be in the system.
What happens is they can't afford to pay their child support. They can't afford to get their own apartment, so they go back to selling drugs. That's what a career criminal is. They can't afford to go back to normal life because they can't get a normal job.
That is a legitimate point.
Subway.
That's a legitimate point.
But then there's other people that don't have those concerns that just can't get out of their own way.
Who was the Greece philosopher that said that like crime isn't out of necessity but an addiction to success? Like people that's a fucking Greece quote somewhere where like people don't steal or be criminals because they need a necessity. They do it because they're addicted to the success. There are evil bad people that enjoy doing evil bad things more often than not. Those
Well,
are the people that are going to be in and out of prison.
there are definitely people, and I think it's going to be all metaphysical and stuff, who are just bad people.
Yeah.
They're just people who are some bad people.
I mean, two violent offenses. I think that's life. You're done.
And I honestly did not like doing a lot of the drug charges. I have a distinction
sucks.
between possession and sale. I think there's a large distinction between possession and sale. So, like, a lot of times, like, someone will be busted with a crack pipe and you convict them, you charge them with cocaine, possession of cocaine, because there's residue in it. But then you reduce it to like a pipe charge, just like a paraphernalia charge.
Jeez.
Because it's like, it's not worth it. I mean, it's residue. He's already been high. He's got a drug problem. It's not going to solve anything. And they're, in a misdemeanor, they're just going to give him like drug treatment, which he's going to leave anyway. Yeah, but I always put a distinction between sale and possession. And I certainly at some point there's just like the marijuana stuff is just.
There's an argument to be made that possession of drugs is you're already the victim.
Yeah, I like that. I've heard that too.
And not necessarily the victim of the drug sales, but the victim of yourself. So shocked you found that quote. I was trying to find that. The greatest crimes are not those committed for the sake of necessity, but those committed for the sake of superfluity. One does not become a tyrant to avoid exposure to the cold. Aristotle. Well, that goes in lines with the politician comment I made.
Right? Yeah. This is so true. Superfluent means being beyond what is required or sufficient.
Yeah. It's for personal gain. It's for so like that also kind of touches a little bit on the AOC. They're just trying to steal bread for their families.
Yeah, they for their families. Yeah.
While they're out stealing cigarettes.
And that's why I say, like, the weed and this crack, like, drug dealers, there are a lot that can't afford, they get fired, they have families, they got to pay child support, and they need to make money, so they become dealers. That does happen. But here's the thing, right? You sell some drugs, you make enough money to get yourself through until you can finally get a good position. But at that point, do you actually turn back from that, bad world that you were trying to, survive in and go clean? Or when you get so organized with your crimes, you do it because you're a mob boss. You do it for success. You like the lifestyle you live, and you're addicted to winning at the life of crime. Well, there is a line.
Actually, I'd kind of like to provide a chicken and the egg kind of question.
I like it.
So when you're saying you get fired, you can't afford your child support, so you start selling whatever.
Yeah.
How do you start selling whatever unless you know people are going to buy it? You have to know those people, so you're already kind of in that life.
Yeah, I can't just go down the street and say I'm going to start selling crack at this point in my life.
I think that goes to just being raised in an area where you know people who buy it.
And
like you're in a poor suburban area, city area, people buy it.
I'm speaking from a very small time experience.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know the customers before you have the product.
There's retards selling on the street, man. You'd be shocked.
You know what? That was a thing. That was certainly a thing. Not so much Arizona. There was this guy who got arrested called Sammy the Bull, and all the street vendors left.
I'm talking about a small percentage, but you're definitely right. You definitely know them. And I think it's like the temptation of living in a suburban or a city or a poor area where you already know people who buy it.
Yeah.
I know people who would buy it. I think you're right. Yeah. But I don't want the government to have it. Like, I really don't know what a solution is. I don't want the government to make money off it. I don't want them compensating it.
My solution's super simple, but super fucking messy. Legalize it all, put it behind a glass wall at Walmart, and fucking sell the shit.
Jeez.
That's problematic.
I said it was messy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you would thin out the herd, I guess.
You think Canada would do it first? We'll see how it works out for them.
Canada's doing great.
Yeah.
So my a part of my
Actually,
reasoning behind that is we already have so much information on this stuff, right? Like if heroin was just now coming out, I would not be okay with this. But heroin's been around for some time. We've got the research on it. We know the problems. It is now your choice as an adult whether you want to take part in that or not.
I think who's making the money off of it, right?
Well, yeah,
Walmart's
I mean,
making the money.
I mean, the pharmaceuticals could finally legitimately sell the heroin they want to get rid of.
You know what? I think selling heroin, recreational weed, and drugs would like definitely fund universal health care.
Well, I don't want that either.
Enough.
I don't want the government in control of that, though.
Have you seen Philadelphia?
No, I haven't. I've been meaning to watch that. Do you mean the movie or the actual city?
Just the city. So, like the
in
scenes
general.
in the city.
The fentanyl. Yeah.
I mean, basically that,
for San Francisco.
Fentanyl's cut with heroin.
I don't have to go far. Well, Steve explained to us the heroin fentanyl thing a couple weeks ago, right? The difference between a toe sucker and a dick sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Forgot about that.
So I don't have to go far. I only got to drive like 45 minutes that way, and I can see the toe sucker sitting at the bus stop.
You know, we talk about fantasy wise and genre wise. We talk about The Walking Dead and a disease or drug creating zombies. This is it. I mean, you see these people. I mean, I don't see them much in my city. You know, not on the street like you do in certain areas in Philly and New York.
Well, how do you handle them being under the influence? Do you have more checkpoints and more people pulling over people?
Yeah.
You don't get out of your car in those neighborhoods.
There's going to be in general. Like if they're selling it at Walmart, dude. More people are going to be doing that under the influence.
So right. So, yeah, like I said it was messy. Okay. I did not say this was the perfect resolution.
Yeah.
I think people should be able to have access to these things if they want to access them.
I think
we should also promote more. One of the very first biggest things we need to promote in this country, period, is mental health. We are so far away from that.
The problem, honestly, is we got rid of mental health institutions.
Actually,
right. Now, I don't know if I necessarily want state-ran mental health institutions either, because it's not like those were great places.
No, but there has to be a happy medium where it isn't Nurse Ratchet.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what happened was all these doctors now, the simple solution is give them pills. And now you should just, first off, we got veterans who are fucking addicted. Yeah. We got all these addicts out in the street because, and here's the other thing. Big Pharma does not want those institutions coming back. Not at all.
Why not? That would just be a pipeline for them to sell their drugs.
I was going to say.
No, because there's going to be more treatment in there than just handing out pills.
You got to pay a lot of people to run them and stuff. You got to pay the doctors and nurses in the buildings and all that stuff. They're not making much profit.
The idea behind those is it's not just going to be a place where you house them and give them the drugs, which is basically just a mental health ghetto.
Right.
It should actually be focused on treatment.
Right,
to the extent possible, and it's much. So that means the bottom line is they just hand out drugs willy nilly. This is my impression. They hand out drugs willy nilly, and it's just like give me more. It's like how people got addicted to the freaking opiates.
Well, they get paid to hand out those drugs.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's what I mean.
I know a few nurses, and one in particular is always telling me about how their office is just constantly getting buttered up by the pharmaceutical companies.
Dude,
they go in there and they bring in the medicine. They bring in the lunches.
They call them lunch and learns. Girls. No, they call them lunch and learns. They have them every fucking day. They bring them Panera. They buy them lattes. They buy them stupid little keychains. One time,
they give away gift cards.
Books. They're buying them fucking books. Like they bought them like every nurse and medical assistant there. They all got free Hunger Game books. They buy a book. They buy them tons of shit. It's insane.
Well,
Yeah,
that's where the whole farmer
We need
girls
more
came from.
male nurses so that
So-
they can't be so buttered up so fucking easily.
I
No,
nominate
but
you.
that's what the farmer girls are. They send in the farmer girls, like the attractive young
Mhm.
women.
Yep.
Oh
with their
yeah,
suitcase with all the
They
drugs
look-
and the short skirts.
in their
It's like the
fucking
booth babes
sexy
for the
pantsuits.
pharmaceuticals.
God damn it!
It's the booth babes for the pharmaceutical company.
Fuck.
That would be brilliant, but there's not enough male nurses.
I don't think I don't know if I just changed my mind, but I don't think I want the pharmaceutical companies making more money off of drugs versus the state just making a profit off of it, and then they can fuck off and do whatever they want with it. And then the people
I don't
buying,
want the state making. The state should
I
not be
don't-
making money. The
yeah, but at
state
least
does
you know
not
it's gonna
make money.
fucking happen. Versus the pharmaceutical companies just having more power to lobby because you can't track that shit.
What you think we're tracking money with the government?
The state literally.
What the hell do you think $500 toilet seats were?
The state.
What do you think's going on with Ukraine?
Hold on. The state can't make money.
No.
Like, what? How
They
are gonna
wanted
ever-
to.
Well, yes, they
That's
can.
taxes.
No. That's not making money.
Quantitative easing.
That's not making money.
Well,
That's
they
lying.
think that's in some people's minds and some people's economic theory. That's making money.
Yeah.
Well, there's licenses.
Economic theory is pretty simple. It's addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and it's all a bunch of bullshit when you get outside of that aspect.
Which is what the problem with the fiat currency became when we got off the gold standard. Thank you, Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
Actually, FDR took us off the gold standard. Nixon
That's
made
right.
it illegal to go back.
That's right. That's true.
Really? Oh shit! I
Yeah.
didn't know
FDR was the beginning of that.
FDR was the greatest
And-
president ever.
I believe they were asking for Americans to turn in their gold
Yes, that's true.
during World War II under FDR.
that.
Mhm.
Wow, America
You know
had
what
their
else
own Holocaust.
FDR asked to be turned in? Japanese people.
Yep.
Oof.
Yep. And you know what? People sing his praises. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Same. You know who? You know what? We were also turning in German people under Woodrow Wilson. They
Oh, were we? Well,
Yes,
but
they
you know
were.
what? We say it was on. I mean, I guess technically it was under Woodrow Wilson, but did he make the call or was that
Well,
someone else?
I think it was 1916 that his wife that he had his
Okay.
incidents. But why? I don't understand though. I thought, how many people did Trump imprison? Oh, he's doing it. He's going to do it. I already heard that. They said he's going to lock everyone up and then kill them. That's what Rachel
Actually,
Maddow said.
There's people that are saying they're already in Guantanamo Bay, and all we see are a bunch of body doubles. You got to spend some time with those Q-tards.
Oh my God.
There's,
Wait a minute.
there's
I
people
Wait,
out
still
there-
don't know what the.
Is this-
fuck
is
they're
There's
this
doing.
people out
QAnon
there
people?
that think like Farrell's wearing a fucking ankle bracelet because he's under arrest for
Who?
Farrell. Fucking the I'm happy, the fucking musician guy,
Pharrell.
like, yeah, Pharrell, whatever the fuck. Like
What?
they're thinking they think Tom Hanks has a fucking ankle bracelet on because he's been busted by the Q people for bad things.
What?
And yes, there's people out there that believe this shit.
I hope they're voting.
They are.
My God. I would. What body snatchers? What the hell is going on? I'm
And they
sorry.
think they're all going to. They think Hillary Clinton and everyone's going to Guantanamo Bay. There's people who think the King Charles, has one of the ankle bracelets for his home arrest. Yep.
Oh, so the cancer thing is fake.
Right. Yes. That's the cover up because he's already been declared guilty and he's going to die. He's getting the death penalty.
So who is doing?
And the
this?
reason why they can't just take these people away is because it would shake the world to the core to know what's really going on.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
right. Do we also want to talk about hollow Earth theory and lizard people?
Hollow Earth theory could be interesting, and we
Right,
don't
that's a
know
good
if lizard
story.
people are real or not.
I'm sure.
Have you seen Hillary blink? I've seen her
That's-
blink
that's-
sideways.
Have you just seen her face?
Have you seen the movie V?
Have you seen
They
McConnell's
live.
face?
I got.
Kamala, the failed. I just think she keeps trying to replace Joaquin Phoenix as a Joker.
Oh God.
McConnell?
No.
McConnell? No, I mean
Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
Oh,
Harris.
Kamala. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes
She was
sense.
trying to be the Joker.
And McConnell is not a lizard. He's a turtle.
Reptile. You said reptile. Reptiles.
Reptilian.
Oh, I guess he called them lizard people. Yeah. Maybe it's just reptiles in general.
Reptile people is like the only conspiracy theory I'll entertain.
There's lizards out there with the beak and
Skin suit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, V was just, a documentary ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm.
V?
And have you seen the glasses Roddy Piper used to wear?
No, actually, I'm not familiar with those at all. That was the guy that wore the crown, wasn't it?
No, I'm
Dude,
talking
I
the
don't
movie I'm talking the movie They Live.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie.
How have you not, dude? How have you not seen They Live?
No, I haven't seen it. It was definitely a movie my parents wouldn't have let me watch. I didn't even know it existed until like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh my God. I remember watching it on tape. What is it? I'm here to chew bubble gum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubble gum.
That sounds
I think that was the
familiar.
quote.
I think.
All right. So we were talking about this because our courts, our justice system seems to be corrupt as fuck. I'm going to pull this clip up and play this for
Oh
you.
wait, I had a quick drug question.
Oh, what's that?
Would you rather that like other countries make it, pharmaceutical countries make it, or allow people to make their own when it comes to
I'm all for making
distribution?
your own.
Okay, you do want to make your own.
Sure.
So then does the state have to give you a license if you make it?
No.
So
You
people-
know.
You don't think there should be
There's
any
nothing actually
regulation?
preventing you right now.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
you could go. You can make your own right now. I mean,
I don't recommend it without some knowledge.
So you don't think there should be any
That's labs are real.
regulation to let people make their own drugs at home?
if for self-consumption, yeah. If they want to do it themselves.
I think it could. I think that could just be another commercialized aspect for capitalism, and you could start selling
Yeah.
fucking travel
Hey,
meth labs.
at some point there was a Mr. Pfizer.
You know what? I'm cool with that. As long as it's not the pharmaceuticals like selling it to Walmart and Walmart selling it. If you just say fuck it all, y'all can make it, y'all can sell it your own. I'm
So-
totally cool with all that.
So okay, real talk. All of this is damn near impossible, and keeping the pharmaceuticals from making money would be completely impossible because the major corporations have already moved into the marijuana game and have
Yeah.
taken
Mhm.
over, and they don't have the knowledge that the real, and I don't mean this offensively in this manner, that the real potheads have. Like the people who are actually really into like this whole marijuana growth and stuff, the small guys, the hobbyists and everything. The corporations don't have like the knowledge that these guys have. And so they're just commercializing the shit
They
out
don't
of it.
have a Heisenberg.
Right. They need right. Well, I mean, Heisenberg. Well, yeah, Heisenberg went out of his way to learn this stuff, but like, they just don't have. They're just it's commercializing it. It's like commercialization ruins everything, right? Like,
Oh
and
yeah,
so,
for
and
sure.
so it's
Yeah,
they're
I mean,
gonna
it's saying
kill the
like
weed game.
if you want a good burger, you do it on your own grill. If you don't want a good burger, you go to McDonald's.
Yes. Or another way to get a good burger is go to the local mom and pop
Mhm.
place that loves what
Did you
they're
say
doing.
get a good burger? You go to McDonald's.
No.
No,
Okay,
he said if you want a good burger, you go to your grill.
Oh yes,
Mhm.
If you want a bad burger, you go to McDonald's.
correct.
Except Red Robin. Red Robin makes a damn good burger. Get a
I fucking hate Red Robin.
dude, get a medium. Get the medium Whiskey River barbecue burger, and you will thank me.
Oh damn. Okay, here's what I don't like, because they're always like, "Oh, you get free fries." They give you like 5, and then they take 5 hours to bring you 5 more. And I'm
You
like,
have a shitty Red Robin.
I've
so
been
what
to
I'm
like
hear-
3 of them.
So what I'm hearing is we're not going to Red Robin in Vegas. That's my takeaway.
Wherever, well, I'm not going to no like chain restaurant.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to a chain restaurant either.
If I'm going to a chain, it's going to be McDonald's because I spent all my money. And it's
Yeah,
on
if I'm going,
Friday.
and actually, it's not any cheaper. You
No.
you have to look
Oh,
around because
God.
like the Taco Bell on the strip in Vegas is fucking expensive as hell.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
it's ridiculous.
Is there gold in that rehydrated beef?
I went to Vegas this one time and it was the first time. Was it the first or second time we were going with these friends? It was the second time we were going with these friends. And after we put all our stuff in the room, the very first thing is we go to Taco Bell on the strip. And I was so angry.
Why?
I was so mad because my friend has an obsession with Taco Bell and she just wanted to she didn't want to take forever to eat, right? She wanted to eat and go party. And so that was the whole thing with Taco Bell. And it's like this Taco Bell is like a fucking club. Like the music is on 11.
What?
And like, yeah, it's absolutely insane. And I'm paying like $5 for a bean and cheese.
Oh my God.
I was like, this is one of my favorite things about Vegas, probably my favorite thing about Vegas is the food.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I've
Like,
always had great sushi. Every time I find a great sushi place.
yeah, there's a lot of sushi joints.
Sushi? You're way too far from an ocean. I'm not doing that.
Oh, you know they ship it in properly.
Fresh. Okay. I guess Vegas is the only state that doesn't have an ocean that I would consider it. But I'm from California, dude. I get good sushi. at
Yeah,
home.
you're a spoiled punk.
Oh, yeah,
bitch.
there is
I had
good sushi
sushi
there.
the other weekend and I live in Arizona.
Was it good?
It was delicious. I love this place. It's like called like rock and roll sushi or something super
Rock
corny.
and roll.
But like they've got the
Rolling
best
and
crab pops
rocking.
I've ever had.
Ooh. Yeah, there's some good places that we'll go. What we'll do is we'll go to a really nice sushi place and get like 2 or 4 like nigiri for like $60 with like fresh wasabi, and it's so good. And then we'll get in and out after because we're still hungry.
Oh,
Oh,
we went.
Because it's like
Look-
expensive. It's like $60 for like 4 pieces of fish.
yeah. And that
really
sushi
good.
meal wears off real quick too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for one of my birthdays, Heather took us to a place in Orlando, which was a $300 meal, and it was like special sushi. It was I've never. I think it was. I don't remember what it was, but like one of the nigiri was like butter. It just
Oh.
literally melted in my mouth,
Oh.
and it was
Could
just
be,
it was so fresh. And we had sake and everything with it, so it was like it's not just it's the whole experience. And it wasn't a lot of food, but it actually was quite filling.
Mhm.
But yeah, like, when you do it right, yeah, you get some good sushi. I was in the freaking Venetian. I had good sushi.
I can't find red snapper anymore. It's really made me sad. They don't sell red snapper anymore.
We have it down here, but it depends on the season.
Oh, okay. Is that like an Atlantic fish or something? Red
I don't
snapper?
know. And I think we're still in stone crab season down here too.
Ooh, oh, we got those crab places down here too, where they get the bag with all the Cajun spices and they dump it on the table. It's so good.
Stone crab season here is the opposite of hurricane season, basically.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
Vegas
we
for
haven't
the
had
food.
stone crab in forever. God, we should do that again before it's gone.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do before it's gone?
crab.
Stone crab. I haven't
Oh.
had that in the longest time. Although
We're gonna have to talk about Vegas after the show.
yeah, we
Oh,
got to
nice.
do some planning.
Yeah. And I've got a wrench to throw in the system.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's not my fault though.
Uh-oh.
If you're watching, you ain't watching. You're driving.
We know who you're talking about.
He's on his way to Texas right now. He's moving my grandparents out there.
Jesus.
All right. Good. You liberated your parents, huh?
Grandparents.
Grandparent. Oh, dang.
I'm sure my dad will shortly follow. He will follow as soon as he can. He'll take his time though.
Yeah, my
Anyhow.
grandma's getting up there.
Hey, what
in
else we
age.
got on our little list here?
Well, yeah. So I wanted this fucking corruption in the court systems. This pissed me off.
What is
This
the
is-
PBD podcast?
This is the Patrick Bet David podcast. They're talking about the judge who sat over that original EG whatever her name is, the crazy
Jean
bitch.
Carroll.
Yeah,
E. Jean
Jean Carroll.
Right. I was just reading about this whole thing.
So, yeah, he presided over the libel case, right? So let's
It
hear
was
what,
no, it was libel and sexual assault.
right. The libel and sexual assault case. So let's hear what they discovered. I don't know why this wasn't discovered sooner, but let's hear what they found out about this judge.
Oh my God! Check this out. Watch this here, Tom. Watch this here, Tom. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Okay, go to other cases he's worked on. Go lower. Go up a little bit. Right there. Hang on. Right there. You will not even believe what I just
This is
found.
where the clip starts.
Look at the case you worked on.
I know.
So this judge, his name is Lewis Kaplan. He's in the Southern District of New York. And who was the famous U.S. attorney there? The U.S. attorney who was there was the basis for Paul Giamatti's character in the TV show Billions.
I didn't
U.S. Southern District in New York is actually quite famous. It's a very significant federal court.
Okay, so they finally found what they were going to show.
Look for all the way in the bottom of miscellaneous, second line, 2021, 2022. Kaplan was presiding judge on matters relating towards Virginia Giuffre and Prince Andrew. Click on that on section watch.
So he was the presiding judge in matters of Virginia Giuffre and Prince Andrew. I'm not wearing my shirt, but Epstein didn't Epstein himself.
What happens? What happens to the case? Click on that's the one. Click right there, zoom in, and just go to the top. Yeah, Jeffrey Andrew reached, the case was dismissed by the party stipulation in March 2022 without going to trial.
Prince Andrew
didn't even pick up the case.
Hold on. It says by the party stipulation.
Where do you see that?
Giuffre and Andrew reached an out-of-court settlement in February 22nd, and the case was dismissed by party stipulation.
Okay.
Meaning it's settled.
Meaning
I want to see where they're going with this.
Okay. So she got paid.
Yeah. Like
I remember
most
her
civil
getting
cases.
paid. Yeah, I remember her getting paid.
So let me get this straight. This case, read the top. Federal Court, Virginia. You know who Virginia Giuffre? I mean, we just talked about her, right?
trafficked girl
That's
from
right.
Epstein Island.
From Epstein Island, second son of,
The
for
picture.
sexual assault under court, several sexual encounters with Andrew in the early 2000s at the age of 17 after being sex trafficked by American financier and convicted by sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Dismissed without going to trial, yet trumps $83.3 million.
Wow.
Time.
Okay.
Okay. That can happen. It says dismissed by stipulation of the parties, which means the case settled outside of court. What they're trying to make it, and I'm not finished seeing it right now, they're trying to make it that the judge dismissed this case. That is dishonest.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I'll tell you right now, I settled a case on Friday. It will be dismissed by the parties. I settled a case today. It will be dismissed by the parties without going to trial. Dismissed means the case is done. Now, there are things you can file a motion to dismiss a case, which typically means there's something in the pleadings that is insufficient. You can also file a motion for summary judgment, which means based on the facts currently presented, it is more favorable to one side than the other, and then a ruling is made. That's simplistically how it's put. But if they're making this out, that this judge dismissed the case without going to trial, that is, I'm going to use it. That is a deceptive way to present this. And the fact that they're doing this, I think is leading people down the wrong track. I mean, just have a fucking lawyer on the show to say, guys, you're missing the point. The party's settled. You're not going to go try a case if the parties settle. 95% plus of civil cases settle. They don't go to trial.
Well, that's the argument with Trump. He already settled with Stormy Daniels. Like, why the fuck are they bringing this up again if it was settled? This is why you don't take the money. You settle.
E. Jean Carroll was not settled.
Is that the girl who did the
Yes.
investigative company with the money that Prince Andrews gave her?
No. He's talking about the Trump chick. E. Jean Carroll is the crazy, the crazy skinny.
She's the one in Bergdorf Goodman where she says Trump has physically assaulted her when the store was closed and no one was there.
Oh,
And it happened either in 1995 or 1996. She doesn't remember.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Her memory is very vague. And oddly enough, it very much matches a Law and Order Special Victims Unit episode, coincidentally.
Oh gosh, I'm shocked we didn't cover the Fanny case.
And he was liable for defamation.
But he did get found. He also got found liable for sexual assault, not sexual battery, as it is said in the state of Florida. But again, that's a preponderance of the evidence. That's 51% as opposed to 49, colloquially putting it. So finish off this video. I want to see what they're saying because I'm sorry, I'm calling bullshit on these guys. I'm certain I'm a nobody, right? I'm nobody on this fucking thing, but they're wrong. They're wrong.
Who's the main guy again? Pat David is like the only one with a fucking brain on that show.
Well, he's the one who put the pieces together, supposedly, on that.
That's not putting the pieces together. That's missing. That's putting the pieces he wants to put together.
Yeah. He didn't.
There's no one there to check him or challenge him.
It was happening. Well, yeah, it was happening on the fly, and
but that's not reading it.
Right.
It literally said dismissed by the parties.
Right.
Which means the two parties said we're dropping the lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
That is misleading.
Yeah, I would have to find the rest of that clip and see if they
someone said, "Hey, no, time out."
Well, yeah, and see the rest of it to see if they corrected themselves or if that's on the person who took that clip.
Yeah, but if because that's how he's presenting. He's like, this guy dismissed Prince Andrews' case, but he made Trump go. No, that's wrong, dude. And this is where part of the problem is, where it's just too much tribalism.
You know what? I've got a question. So they settled that case, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Virginia got paid, which is fine. Do we know, like we never get any information on how the settlements work?
No. Settlements are primarily confidential. I include confidentiality statements in my releases. I can only talk about it with my clients. I can't tell you how much I settle cases with my clients for.
Right.
Now, if there's a ruling, like if I go to trial and there's a ruling, or if there's a court ruling granting it, then that's public record.
Yeah.
But I don't file the amount of the settlement. And you usually, if someone wants to release that, and there's a confidentiality agreement in place as part of the settlement, there has to be some sort of motion filed with the court and just cause to say why this information should no longer be confidential. That's very
is that a proper way of handling big things like that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely. I mean, I'm not dealing with those levels of cases. I mean,
right.
Yeah, my cases can resolve between low thousands to six figures, right? Like I handle houses. I handle roof cases from hurricanes. It could be low thousands to high thousands. Yeah, I'm not dealing for the most part in multi-million-dollar cases.
Right.
Even I'm dealing with confidentiality agreements. So if you're dealing with Prince Andrew, who's one of the richest families on the planet.
And you're also not dealing with crime in the essence of the.
Oh. Hello?
What happened? He lost internet again?
Oh, I think they got him.
They got him.
They got him.
Apparently, Restream just doesn't want me here.
They know where you were,
or the powers that be.
January, yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
You got start doing Rumble exclusive shows.
Is this even running on Rumble? I don't know. Yeah, oh, it is. Surprisingly, it is.
Nice. We should promote Rumble more, man.
What's that?
Should promote Rumble more.
I
Maybe
know,
like
I know.
An
I've been
hour on
thinking about that.
YouTube and the rest on Rumble.
So, well, Brad, thank you for catching that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you have to say about this new trend? Oh, of course.
Oh,
our photos.
this has been going on for a bit.
Yes, it has been going on for a bit, but for some reason, it's been all over Twitter the last like 2 or 3 days. We'll do it this way so that people can see in our little.
I
cameras
think
are
the
blocking it.
brightness is off. Here, in fact, watch what happens. See, like if I pump up the brightness on mine, see? Now if I drop it down. So I think
now,
the brightness is off.
What do you think the odds are that people are just photographing all of these things? They're not photographing, they're photoshopping all of these things to make them say white when clearly they're not white people. What do you think?
Oh, that's entirely possible.
Because there's a lot of them. And then
or could actually be happening.
Right. And so now the counter argument to that is, because I know people who believe this, is that when 2020 was happening, a lot of people were saying that the crime statistics back then were being falsified as well, as far as race and whatnot.
Well, there has been a trend to not report race when it comes to
or changing their race,
which makes it difficult to identify the perpetrator. I mean, I've seen joke, I don't know if it's TikTok or Instagram Reels, where someone is like, "Ma'am, describe the person." No, you can't say his skin color. What? Just, well, he's a black man. Don't say black. Don't say black. What?
Right.
How tall is he? What is his eye color? How tall is he? No, he's too tall. Yet that sort of thing. They're just like, because apparently they don't want to perpetuate the idea that a certain race is inclined to commit crime. But at the same time, we're not talking about a race. We're talking about one dude.
You need to identify somebody. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And now I guess you can't even say male. You shouldn't say male.
Well,
look, if it maybe the person who attacked a woman presents as a male but identifies as something else.
Right.
So
I was gonna say
now that person, whenever that person gets arrested, will say I was misgendered. And that's a crime in Spain, as we now know.
Yes. As a matter of fact, yeah, you go to jail, you get fined if you misgender someone in Spain, which is absolutely insane. And they've
saying that it's
not
a law here.
Spain's got a lot of problems right now. I believe they've got massive protests going on over in Spain.
They're having a cultural revolution, man. The church is like losing influence.
Well, they did kind of the same thing that Brazil did, and they just inserted a government. Like they had a questionable election, and Spain, the people that were in charge made a deal with that one island in Spain that's always kind of the fucking cause of a lot of problems. I can't remember what it's called. Catalina? No.
Caledonia?
What's that?
Is it
Casadona?
Caledona?
No, that's not it. If I heard it, what?
Catalan?
Maybe. If I heard it, I'm pretty sure I'd recognize it. But anyways, they came up with some deal.
Catalonia.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And they came up with some deal, like kind of like just put in a person that they wanted, and they didn't just redo the election. And now Spain's got problems.
Oh, what a shock.
Obviously, I'm missing a lot of details, but that's pretty much kind of the gist of it. They had a haywire election that was unresolved, I guess you would say, and they just decided, well, they kind of kicked the can, and then they just made a choice.
See, but fortunately, we don't have that problem here because we had a perfect election in 2020, by the way.
Right. Except for 2016 wasn't.
Well, that was entirely Russian influenced. In 2020, the election was fortified, as we now well know, according to Time magazine.
And there's people who are still calling Trump an illegitimate president.
Would one of those be Hillary?
Actually, it wasn't her. No, it was just some crazy leftist that I saw some clip on.
Yeah.
How is that not Hillary?
I don't know.
Sounds like Hillary to me. Also, I understand that denying that a president was lawfully elected is a basis of insurrection. And
Yeah, that was my exact thought when I heard it. I was like, "Oh, you're an insurrectionist."
yes,
Yeah,
and, you know,
dude.
and you know that if
God.
anyone ever opposed the certification of election, that is an insurrectionist, as I now understand.
And they're talking about doing that. I should have snagged that. There's Democratic representatives out there that are saying that they won't certify the election if Trump wins.
Well, I thought that was called insurrection. That's what I was told.
I guess we'll have to see what Kamala Harris does, right?
Well,
Because she'll be kind of in that same seat that she'll be in the exact same seat Pence was in.
Well, will she?
Oh, you know what? I was looking at the election. Let me just go to the site. I was looking at the predicted.org stuff, and there is some. Will Biden resign during his first term? A yes vote is at 12 cents right now. I'm contemplating picking up a few of those.
Well, hold on. I want to check something. Have we had a State of the Union address this year? I don't think we've had one.
It's early, isn't it?
It's usually in January.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh. 2024 state of dude.
We haven't had one.
Yeah, Google does not want to fill that up. The State of the Union is the perfect time for this was 1 day ago from on the Hill.
Mm-hmm.
The State of the Union is a perfect time for Biden to renew his promise to expand Social Security. Oh, fucking what a shit ass fucking article.
So typically it's in the end of January. Trump's first one was at the end of February, then the end of January, then the beginning of February, Biden's first one was April 28th, 2021. His second one was March 1st, 2022. The third one was February 7th, 2023. We have not had a State of the Union address.
According to Ballotpedia, it is scheduled for March 7th.
Okay. Now, I've also heard, not knowing the date, I've also heard people say that would be a good time for Joe Biden to announce that for the good of the country, given his current health, he has done enough. Do you notice that there's now people out there? This is Gavin and Clyburn. I saw clips of them today. Joe Biden has done more than any other president in the first 3 years of his term.
Wait, repeat that. Uh-oh, did I lose you? So anyway, you all right there?
Yeah, I'm choking on the reality, apparently. Clyburn from South Carolina. He was the one who endorsed Biden in 2020. Jim Clyburn, a black congressman. He's 83 years old. He's been there since 1993. He's like, one of these statesmen. So he put the stamp of approval on Joe in 2020 that got him through. got him through the primary. And they're talking about, like he's having his misstatements and all this stuff, like we're going to war with so-and-so or whatever. And they brought up this is a man who's struggled with a stutter his whole life. Really?
I remember hearing that.
They're trying to make him have a stutter problem. Oh, we lost. Static's gone again. Shock, are you here? No.
I just got back.
Okay.
Man.
So you kicked out Static.
I kicked I'm the captain now.
You had to captain.
My show.
Yeah. So I was talking about the push to make Joe Biden appear very significant now.
Yes.
A recent study or something came out, poll, that said he's the 14th best president we've ever had. Of course,
Christ.
Trump is at the bottom.
The bottom.
He's probably like, Biden is what, 46 president. So I think
46,
Trump is
yeah.
ranked 50th out of 46.
Oh my God.
They put Satan higher than him, I think.
Well, I know Google's AI would put Hitler over him.
Well, yeah. But Clyburn, I saw him on an interview today. I think it was with Jake Tapper. And he's saying, Joe Biden is, you're worried about a few misstatements. The man has struggled with a stutter his whole life. This whole stutter thing. I mean, look, we know someone. We have all streamed with someone who actually has a stutter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Many times.
Joker's cool dude. I love hanging.
Joker. Yeah, he's awesome.
Joker's great. And Joker has a stutter and he works through it. But compare him to Joe Biden. Joe Biden is fucking addlepated.
We have you know what? You're
Joker. You can't say Joker's stutter is totally different than his mental ability. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
Joker's mind works crazy sometimes. I don't understand how the dude sees shit. He really sees a lot of stuff.
You're absolutely right, because you could tell.
Yeah,
he knows what he wants to say, whereas Joe Biden has
doesn't know what he wants to say.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he has no fucking clue.
He doesn't know where he's at sometimes. It's like,
yeah. Before Restream decided to kick me out again, we also have historical evidence of Joe Biden not having a stutter. We have many, many years of historical evidence of him being able to speak very fluidly about predators.
Why don't we go watch? Let's go to the videotape on him and Clarence Thomas. Or when he was describing supporting the crime bill, the urban juggles that he was afraid his children would be exposed to. And I guess one of them got exposed. That's where he found the crack. And then you got Gavin out there cheering as well. Gavin's now cheering Joe Biden.
Gavin kind of reminds me a lot of Biden because a lot of things that Biden said back then really contradicts the decisions he's made now. And Gavin's so obsessed with like trying to appear as, populist and just left democratic, not leftist. And I'm just getting the same vibes from it. And I know we talked about how a lot of people on the left are voicing their disapproval of him, but I think his popularity is going to grow with the left. I don't see any way around it.
Gavin,
I know.
Gavin is a manufactured candidate.
Yeah,
you think he's trying to run his own regime because he does seem a little conflicted with the Biden regime.
Gavin,
no, that is all posturing to seem conflicted. But yet I don't know. You said that clip, and he had his nose up Biden's ass in that clip you said earlier.
Yeah,
because
he has
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Right now,
thank you, Red Hoodwink. Good to see you. He doesn't even know what the
Red Hoodwink
wants him to say.
Here's the problem with Gavin.
Could be.
Here's Gavin's problem. So if Gavin were to have to step up to the plate, he would then be facing Trump, which would be very, very interesting, considering who Trump Jr.'s fiance is. Gavin's
Yeah.
ex-wife.
Yeah.
So the question would be, would Trump smoke Gavin? I think he probably would.
Oh, of course. I'm talking like 2028.
No,
So-
that's the thing. So Gavin, I think Gavin's in the long game right now,
For
because
sure.
if Trump wins, then he can lie in wait to 2028. If Trump loses, then he's still lying in wait to 2028, because then all he has to worry about is Kamala. And Kamala is going to make no threat. I mean, and those two do not get along at all in the least.
So I was I looked at this a few weeks ago. Michelle Obama was on this list. She is no longer on this list.
Yeah, she has no desire to be involved in this shit.
There's no way in
Just
fucking hell
so weird.
they're going
man.
to run Biden this year. There's
I
no
know.
way.
There's no way.
And I think Kamala Harris would be Biden 2.0, right?
No.
Mm.
No.
How not? She is just as much of a puppet as he is.
Oh, in
wait.
that sense, yeah, but she's an idiot.
She
I
would,
truly
yeah,
think
she
she's
would
an
do
idiot.
AOC
What
levels.
difference
She
would it be if it was an idiot or someone who doesn't have any
Joe Biden's an idiot
faculty?
because he's mentally incapacitated. I think Kamala's just a freaking idiot.
What's the
I mean,
difference?
The difference is, at one point, Joe Biden made sense. At one point, Joe Biden was actually an actual moderate Democrat.
Yeah.
I don't think that Joe Biden's policies is Joe Biden. I think Joe
No.
Biden is gone. I think Joe Biden is a shell, and this is Obama 3.0. Don't forget who's in there. You got Susan Rice running shit in there. You think there's not a pipeline to Obama?
Yep.
And you think Michelle wants in this crap? She does not want in this stuff.
and
She's
you know
very happy producing shit on Netflix, making millions of dollars, going on to hang out with Oprah.
Did you guys see the thing? Did we talk about that last week? Someone was talking about how the Obama's daughter is dropping the last name so that she can keep making Hollywood movies.
She's going by
We did
Malia
not talk
or
about
Sasha?
that.
So not Sasha, the other one.
Malia?
Yeah, she's just going to go by her first name, and she's dropping her last name for making movies.
Why? That
Obama's
seems like cachet
producing
in Hollywood.
movies.
Because probably to help hide what's going on in the movie.
Jeez.
Everything's wonderful.
But I don't think there's any way in hell they run Joe Biden. The problem's going to be this. So already the Democrats have already fixed their whole system with their whole super delegate crap. So that means you go to the convention. Yeah.
And the Democratic Party chooses their nominee for president undemocratically.
Which is what they would want for everyone.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. But then this is where you got to be smart on the Trump side and go, the undemocratic candidate for president, chosen by the select powerful elite who don't care about you, who don't worry about you, who only want to promote themselves, who don't care about the middle class, who are not worried about the cost of milk, the cost of gas. They chose their candidate. And you think this candidate's going to work for you? No, this candidate is going to work for the people who chose him/her.
They don't give a fuck about you.
That's honestly
the Democratic Party, man. And you know what? The Republican Party's not any better. The Republican Party's not any better. But at least they don't,
well, there are elements in the Republican Party breaking out. There are elements in the Republican Party breaking out.
Yes.
Yeah, occasionally you get a Matt Gaetz, get a Rand Paul. At one point we thought Ron DeSantis was that way. I think Ron's getting back to his roots, so to speak. Now that he's not running.
Will he try? Will he do it again though? Dude, Ron DeSantis is like Judas at this point.
And you know
Ron
what?
DeSantis should not have run now.
have you guys seen what D-Day Cobra had to say? Has been saying about DeSantis,
Who?
No,
Jeremy.
No, it's all kind of. Not
So-
lately.
And he's 100% spot on with this. He's like, I love DeSantis. DeSantis was a great governor.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
And then he went and ran against Trump and showed his
Yep.
true colors.
he's been saying that. Yeah.
And now he's back just being a governor.
Mhm.
And he's great again, which only confirms exactly what was going on with him running for president is he was full of shit and he
Yeah.
was bought and paid for. But now he's back to being normal.
Yeah,
The
I was
same-
gonna
wasn't
say
ready
he
for prime
basically.
time.
I was
The
gonna
same
say
fuck
he
himself
basically bent
and
the
they're-
knee, and now he's cool with them.
Yeah. Yep. And now he's cool again. He fucked himself. I heard that they were going to try and run his wife for governor. I don't think that's
God,
going to happen.
No.
No,
Like-
no.
Like it's over. He screwed himself. He screwed the pooch. He should have waited, but now actually no.
What he
I'm glad-
needs
I'm
to
glad-
do.
I'm so glad he did this because that means if he would have waited for 2028, he would have been the same motherfucker.
I don't know necessarily. I think what he was trying to do was trying to differentiate himself from Trump too much. I think the smarter play would have been stay as governor, which he'll be done in a couple years, and then try to angle for a cabinet position or some position in the administration and maintain who he like. If what he's doing now as governor is who he is. But when he went out and was running for president, he was trying to distinguish himself from Trump,
Mhm.
but he was running Trump's playbook down here. You can't go run Trump's playbook on a national stage when you already got Trump out there.
Right. So what he did was he sold out.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
So because he was willing to do that now, I think he would do it in 2028. For whatever reason.
Well, first off, he had terrible staff.
Oh yeah.
You should,
Yeah.
you should have fired Christine.
You know what?
Pushaw.
Whoever it was that kind of like put this in his mind or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe that was their whole goal. It's like, you know what, we could just blow up this whole fucking thing.
Oh
there's
yeah.
that- there's
just
that
cause
idea.
destruction for
You do
sure.
know there was that idea that like people are like, oh, Ron DeSantis could be Trump's vice president. That could be a power duo.
Yeah.
We can't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So some little birdie goes, Ron, why do you want to be number 2 when you can be number 1 now? You're the most popular governor in the United States.
Yep.
Run for president. Trump is going to be convicted. He's going to be broke. It's your time, Ron.
He was
There's
kind
a
of
little
offered
birdie.
the throne by
However-
the deep state, bro.
However you look at it, Ron got played.
Yes.
Big time.
Now, at the same time, I've
like a
also
movie,
heard a lot of
dude.
stuff about the type of people Ron likes around him.
Yes, man.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know anyone else like that that's in politics.
I honestly would like people to challenge me. I want people to tell me why I'm wrong. I would take a Captain Picard viewpoint if
I
was
don't
running
get
in
to vote for you
politics.
for president.
I know.
I mean, I
But-
could.
But what I mean, think about it. What you want is like a Picard, right? You want a Picard on the bridge. You want a Picard in the White House who gets advice from everyone and then makes his decision. He listens to everyone. He doesn't. Worf would say, like, attack the fucking Romulans, right? He did say that. Data would be like, no, Captain, we can't do this. We have a scientific issue. Then you got Troy over there saying, I sense this. You're getting all the things. And what you want is a person that distills all that down and makes a rational, reasoned decision. You don't want everyone there, Captain, what do you want to do? Yes, Captain. Yes, Captain. Yes. No, you want a fucking Captain Picard running the White House. Not Patrick Stewart.
No, fuck off with that. But yeah, no, I agree. You want someone who can process, who can take on different opinions, who can be challenged, who's willing to be challenged.
See, and that's one of the things I
But
don't
you know
like
what?
about Trump.
Actually, you know what? Maybe Trump was willing to be challenged, and that's why so many dumb things happened under his
Mhm.
presidency as well.
Yeah, you never really know what happens behind the scenes because
Because-
the books are written. Trump's never going to write a book. Okay, he's not
doesn't-
going to write a book.
No,
He already
He
has
did,
one.
didn't he?
He,
already wrote
it's the
it.
greatest book ever.
he means
There's only one
biography.
book better.
Yeah,
Only one better book, and he gets many of them. Everyone gives him this book all the time wherever he goes. He has a warehouse full of Bibles from all the people that give him Bibles. Apparently,
The whole Bible, all the Bibles.
What part of the Bible?
the
Like,
Bibles,
all of it,
all the
all of it. The Jesus, the Moses.
Do you are you more of a
Jesus
New
Christ.
Testament or an Old Testament? Yeah.
I like all the testaments.
New Testament.
So speaking of Trump, let's wrap this up with some cool things that happened over this weekend. I am a huge fan of one of the men in this video. We've got 2 more videos here.
Oh,
We've
I
got
saw this.
Milei from the new president from Argentina meeting Donald
Oh,
Trump.
yeah.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna get paid.
This just appreciate the level of hair going on.
There is a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
hair in this video.
lovely.
There's some
There is-
remarkable hair
What the
going
fuck
on in
hair?
this.
70s again, man.
I'm turning the music down. You can't really hear what they're saying. I tried to put this through some AI that removed the music, and ended up just removing all the bass, and so you did miss some clips from their voice and everything.
It was
But-
a Google AI.
No, it was this other
okay.
tool that I've shared with you before. It's excellent for pulling out
It
background
would
music.
just turn it into rap.
But this background music was just too muddied.
President! Nice to meet you. This is very deep president.
So he is so excited to meet Trump here.
Thank you for the work for me. I'm very happy.
Trump seems a little
Confused.
yeah. He hasn't seen someone. I don't know if he's ever dealt with someone with like who can match him possibly on president.
Come on, let's have some pictures.
But he's also like Milei is adoring this guy right now, right?
Yeah.
He's
fanboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look fantastic.
I wish
Argentina.
I wish we could hear what he says. Can't hear anything about what he says. But I have another clip of him meeting Vivek. And we can hear what they say. And let me tell you something. I hope to hell Vivek is for real. I want him on Trump's team.
I think Vivek would be very helpful in certain aspects.
Like, so here we got this.
Marxismo afuera.
Afuera.
Congratulations. I'm very happy. And you're more of a Mises guy. I'm a Hayek guy. But there are good synergies between the two. And we want to bring that mentality to the U.S. So that's what we need to learn. How you actually shut things down.
Pero uno de los más maravillosos pensadores de la libertad fue Murray Rothbard.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Very much so. Very much so. And so you can't reform these agencies. You have to shut them down as you're doing. And so I'm proud of you for doing that. You set a good role model.
Así es. We want to bring that to the U.S. Deal.
I can't stand up right now.
Do you need 38 seconds?
You can't reform. You have to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
But how? If you got rid of the Department of Education, how will children learn?
Department of Education isn't that old.
No, it's younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, really? When did it
Yeah.
come out?
78,
Oh.
79.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
No, Department of Education might as well just call it Department of Propaganda.
Pretty much.
There's been a lot of stuff with you mentioned the education, and it's like there's a lot of I've been seeing a lot of like people are writing history books right now. We are living history, and fucking look at the Google Gemini stuff. Like, oh my
Holy
god,
shit.
they
Rewriting
are
history.
History. History is
I
gonna
did
be
not
YouTube
realize
and
that
Rumble
Hamilton
videos.
was real.
Right?
You think I'd seen that?
Well, they basically
I'm
said,
upset-
like, let me
you know-
see all the founding fathers, and they were all black.
I'm very
Yeah,
confused.
yeah.
I got a $100 bill the other day. Ben Franklin appears to be the wrong color. I'm very
The
confused. He
grocery
should be
store
darker
Wasn't
shaded,
always
Bill?
right?
green. You mean
No, it
Ben-
should be a darker green
Oh, okay.
and an afro. as was the style at the time.
Right. Or cornrows.
Yeah, I don't know.
That isn't that their like thing where it's like you can't do cornrows because that was slavery hair?
I think you also can't do dreadlocks. I think that's a cultural appropriation.
Never seen a real Viking in my life.
All the Black Vikings.
William Shatner's trending right now.
Yeah, do you know why?
No.
Go watch the video.
Oh, okay. As long as it's not dead.
Dude is not dead. He's quite.
Oh boy.
spry.
Oh boy. Oh, wait. That's the chick from Tim the Toolman. That's Heidi from.
Not Pam Anderson one, but the other one.
Yeah, the other one. From Tool Time, whatever. What the fuck?
Home Improvement.
Tim the Tool Man.
What does he have anything to do with that?
This is this. I think this is the Star Trek cruise. So they do a Star Trek fan cruise every year. So Shatner may be on it.
But she's in freaking Binford Tools get up.
Well, she says, I'm sorry if my hammer gets in the way. Guess where it goes from there?
He's like, I'm not sorry if mine gets in the way.
Yeah.
That's not hard to guess.
Fucking 92-year-old William Shatner.
I love it. Well, I definitely, God, I want to see more of Vivek. I'd like to see him as vice president.
I'm still wary of him. He says a lot of stuff that I like.
So here's the thing.
I'm just convinced that this was a next year's tour. He wasn't ever trying. He was never expecting to win.
No, he wasn't.
Him sitting under Trump will give us an opportunity to see.
Awesome. Oh my God. That'd be such a white pill.
Well, it can be a white pill. Yes. If he actually comes through and we get some crazy changes.
I'm like seeing some of the people like he was on Tim Pool a lot, a couple times, 2 or 3 times. And
well, they wanted Vivek. They were Vivek over Trump.
They liked Vivek a lot. And but they also like Trump, just because Tim Pool says no new wars. I like that. He goes, that's why I was going to vote Trump. No new wars. That's a
pretty damn good reason to like Trump.
Yeah. And the other person they have on there is Kash Patel, who was Deputy Department of Defense. I forget. He will have a role to play if Trump gets reelected. And I would like to see him in an AG position because he's going to make heads roll.
Do you think we see General Flynn?
I don't know. We will not see Rudy.
No.
I'm fine with not seeing Rudy ever again.
Same here.
His time was gone.
What about Mike Lindell?
No, we don't need to see any more of Mike Lindell.
What happened to that guy?
That guy, he drank Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
He drank the Kool-Aid.
Well, did you see the thing that came out last week with him like driving for a minute looking at the camera and not at the road?
No.
Yeah. It's
I've heard like his pillows are terrible. People said his pillows are actually terrible.
I actually have some.
Really?
And I like them. I use a lot of pillows.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually probably should have gotten the not extra firm ones. But I like them.
I've heard some people say they don't like them. So
they maintain their fluff. Like, I mean, you got to fluff them, but they haven't gone to shit in a year.
That's good.
As a matter of fact, what am I? I'm on year 2 with these.
Wow.
And they're much better than, so they're kind of like the bamboo pillow that I also have. And it's better than the bamboo pillow that I got. Anyhow, enough of pillow talk.
Pillow talk.
Let's wrap this up. Shaka Zulu, let the people know what you got cooking this week.
Just streaming on Kick. I want to try to stream a bit more. Lots of cool things to talk about. I want to talk about I guess I'll talk about the Avatar movie, and then a lot of funny drama with Hell Drivers. So videos coming soon. I stream on Kick. I do stream on Rumble too, and then I'll be on the Thursday pregame. So yeah, good show, man. Good night, everyone.
Are you going to be doing more Elden Ring?
You mean the Adventures of Sauron the Gay? Absolutely. Were those good? How'd you think they were?
Well, I can just watch anyone playing Elden Ring. Like it's
so good.
I love it.
I it's fun when you haven't played a game for so long. So then you can kind of like, I remember, but I don't remember. Or I kind of remember, and you get to kind of relive it for the first time. That game's a masterpiece, man.
Yeah, I love it. I go through phases with it, and right now it's a big phase. I gotta finish that game up. It's like kind of putting my life on hold. It feels like. And Mr. Bradley Burnett, what do you got going on this week?
I don't know. I will be on Thursday for the pregame. I will be on Saturday with the Fractured Filter. I think it's going to be his 100th.
It's his 100th episode.
Show. Yeah.
I've
got something
to show you.
We're going to watch some Stargate. I will be seeing Dune this weekend, so I'm going to try to get out a video about Dune. I may even talk about 1984 Dune. So we'll have to see. But those are the places I will be appearing.
Then we got Wade with the video game talk. Killer Instinct is hard. Killer Instinct is really hard. I don't know if I ever beat Killer Instinct. I technically never owned it, but I played it on my friends and Super Nintendo all the time. And then GoldenEye N64, best game ever. When it came out, I will agree with you on that. I don't know if it still holds up. Anyway, you can find me here on this channel. We'll be back Thursday for the weekend pregame, where we're going to probably talk a lot about the Google Gemini stuff. That's absolutely insane. I've got some.
Are we going to do it, bro? I haven't tried it yet. I kind of want to try it.
I don't think it's back up.
It.
Is it back up?
You know how they fixed it.
You can still mess with it. Come up with ideas of things you'd like to do to try and screw with it.
Oh, changing the smoke detectors was perfect.
What?
Changing the changing smoke detector and only a white
guy. I thought it was light bulb.
No, it was smoke detector. It was only a white guy. That was perfect.
Man swimming.
Oh,
yeah, that's a good one. We'll try that one.
NHL player.
Well, so okay, I don't know if you can actually. I don't know if you can actually request it to generate images.
Yeah, that's what I don't think is working right now.
Yeah, you can't. But there's other stuff where you don't need to generate images, and for it to show its blatant bias,
or just come up with some examples of what it would do.
Yeah. So we're gonna go over a bunch of Gemini stuff on Thursday. There was something else that I had pull up that I can't find right now. Oh yeah, Professor says Chiefs Super Bowl win is white supremacist. It's slightly racist to be a Taylor Swift fan. We're gonna go over that.
That's right.
And no, I completely spaced the Donald Trump Jr. Did they ever find out what the white substance was that he was mailed? Donald Trump Jr. was mailed some white substance in a letter that is completely bonkers. The letter is so weird.
Was it postmarked Hunter Biden? Because we know what it is then.
Yeah, I don't. All I know is you could they post.
Did we that Jesus Christ, he's gone again.
On that note, everyone,
bail.
Have a good evening.